Welcome to Coin Explorer. Imagine reaching into a drawer, an old jar, or a forgotten coin box and finding a large silver-colored coin that instantly feels different from ordinary change. It's heavier than a quarter and larger than most coins people use every day. Along its edge, you see the year 1971, and the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy looks calmly toward the left. At first glance, it may appear to be just another piece of American currency that once passed through stores, pockets, and bank counters. Yet coins like this often hold deeper stories that many people never notice. The truth is that small details hidden in everyday objects can sometimes reveal fascinating history. Collectors around the world study coins not just for their face value, but for the stories they carry. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that quietly connects the past with the present. To understand this coin, the first thing to notice is the powerful portrait on the front. The image shows John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. His profile is sharp, confident, and instantly recognizable. Above the portrait, the word Liberty stretches across the top edge of the coin, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," appears beneath the neck. These elements are carefully balanced to create a design that is simple yet deeply symbolic. The date 1971 rests along the bottom rim, marking the moment when this particular coin entered the world. Even after decades, the portrait still carries a sense of dignity and remembrance. Every line of the design reflects the craftsmanship of the United States Mint. If you turn the coin over, the reverse side reveals a powerful American emblem. At the center stands a large eagle with its wings fully spread. The eagle holds arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, representing strength and peace together. Above the eagle is a shield that protects the nation's ideals. Surrounding the design are small stars forming a circular pattern, while the words United States of America appear clearly along the upper rim. At the bottom, the denomination half-dollar reminds us of the coin's official value. Even though the coin is small, the level of detail in this design is impressive. The feathers, shield lines, and star patterns show how carefully the coin was engraved. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964, shortly after President Kennedy's presidency. The nation wanted to honor his legacy, and the half-dollar became a permanent tribute. When people first saw the coin, many kept it as a souvenir instead of spending it. As a result, fewer coins circulated than expected. By the time the 1971 version was produced, the coin was already well known across the United States. However, something important had changed during those years. Earlier Kennedy half-dollars contained silver, but by 1971, the United States Mint had switched to copper-nickel clad composition. Rising silver prices made it difficult to keep precious metal in circulating coins. Although the metal composition changed, the appearance of the coin remained almost the same. To most people, the 1971 half-dollar still looked bright and silver-colored. Only when you examine the edge closely can you sometimes see the thin copper layer between the outer surfaces. This small detail reveals the coin's modern structure. The change allowed the mint to continue producing coins without relying on expensive silver. For collectors today, this transition represents an interesting moment in American monetary history. It shows how economic realities influence even the smallest everyday objects. Another fascinating aspect of the 1971 half-dollar is how it circulated through society. By the early 1970s, half-dollars were already becoming less common in daily spending. Many people preferred smaller coins like quarters and dimes. Because of this, half-dollars often remained in banks or were stored in personal collections. Some people kept them simply because they looked unique. Over time, this behavior helped preserve certain examples in better condition. Decades later, collectors sometimes discover coins that show surprisingly little wear. These well-preserved coins often become the most interesting to study. Collectors evaluate coins using a detailed grading system. This system measures how much wear a coin has experienced and how clearly the original design remains visible. A coin that's circulated heavily may show scratches, faded lines, and smooth surfaces. In contrast, a coin that remained protected can still display sharp details and strong luster. Luster refers to the natural shine that appears when a coin is freshly minted. When that shine survives for decades, it becomes a sign of exceptional preservation. These high-grade coins are the ones collectors search for most carefully. Because millions of 1971 half-dollars were produced, most examples remain common. Many are still worth close to their face value or slightly more to collectors. However, the world of coin collecting often contains surprises. Rare variations, unusual minting characteristics, or extraordinary preservation can make a coin stand out dramatically. In specialized collectors' discussions and rare auction situations, exceptional examples connected with the Kennedy half-dollar series have been associated with values reaching into the millions of dollars. Numbers sometimes mentioned can approach $11 million under extraordinary circumstances. These figures represent extremely rare cases involving verified authenticity and remarkable condition. Stories like these capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. When people hear about extraordinary auction results, curiosity spreads quickly. Someone might look through a jar of old coins hoping to find something unusual. Others search through inherited collections or visit coin shows to learn more. Even though the majority of coins remain ordinary, the possibility of discovery keeps the hobby exciting. Every coin becomes a small mystery waiting to be examined. That sense of exploration is one of the reasons coin collecting has remained popular for generations. Mint marks also play a role in the story of the 1971 half-dollar. These tiny letters show where a coin was produced. During that year, coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. A small letter D near the date indicates the Denver Mint, while coins from Philadelphia traditionally carried no mint mark. For collectors, identifying this small detail helps trace the coin's origin. Although the difference may seem minor, mint marks add another layer of interest to the collecting process. Each letter connects the coin to a specific place in American manufacturing history. The artistry behind the Kennedy half-dollar deserves attention as well. Sculptors and engravers worked carefully to balance realism with symbolism. Kennedy's portrait captures subtle facial features, while the reverse eagle design conveys strength and motion. When a coin is preserved in high grade, these details become especially clear. Light reflects across the raised metal, revealing lines that might otherwise remain unnoticed. For many collectors, appreciating this artistry is just as important as studying rarity or value. Coins also serve as quiet historical witnesses. The 1971 half-dollar was produced during a time when the United States was experiencing social and economic change. Yet this small coin continued to move through daily life, connecting countless ordinary moments. It may have been used to buy a meal, pay a bus fare, or simply rest in a pocket for years. Each coin carries traces of those journeys. Even today, holding one can feel like touching a small piece of the past. Over time, collectors have developed many ways to study and protect their coins. Some store them in protective holders that prevent scratches and environmental damage. Others send their coins to professional grading services for authentication and evaluation. When a coin receives a high grade from a trusted organization, its collector appeal often increases. Documentation and verification are essential steps in the modern coin market. Despite all the technical details, the heart of coin collecting remains simple curiosity. People enjoy learning about the stories hidden in everyday objects. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is a perfect example. It combines recognizable design, historical meaning, and the possibility of rare discoveries. Even if most coins remain common, each one still offers a glimpse into American history. A single coin can inspire research, conversation, and appreciation for craftsmanship. So the next time you see a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, take a moment to look closely. Notice the portrait, the eagle, and the small details that give the coin its identity. Remember that while most examples are ordinary, a few exceptional ones have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. The idea that a small coin might one day become incredibly valuable continues to inspire people to keep searching. Sometimes the most ordinary objects hold the most fascinating stories. If you enjoyed discovering the story behind the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, take a look at the coins around you. You never know what history might be hiding in plain sight. Don't forget to like the video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories.